Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding the world different. Not physically different, not in any way you can immediately point to. But there's a subtle wrongness to everything. People are speaking of events you don't recall, using technology that seems alien. Your loved ones are strangers, their eyes holding a decade's worth of memories you don't share. This isn't a dream, this is the great forgetting. The year is 2024. Overnight, the world has lost 10 years of collective memory. The period from 2014 to 2024 has vanished from human consciousness. Every individual, every book, every digital archive, wiped clean of those years. We are left standing on the precipice of a world forever altered. The question is, how? How does a global superpower continue its reign when the intricacies of its recent political maneuvers have evaporated? How do families stay together when the glue of shared experiences has dissolved? These are the questions we must grapple with as we explore the unsettling, uncanny valley of a world that has forgotten. Perhaps the most immediate and disorienting consequence of this collective amnesia is the sudden obsolescence of a decade's worth of technological advancement. We wake up in a world where our smartphones are as baffling as ancient relics. Self-driving cars stand idle, their algorithms rendered useless by the absence of the data they were trained on. The internet, that vast repository of human knowledge and experience, is now a fragmented archive, its most recent layers stripped away. Social media platforms once teeming with the minutiae of daily life are eerily silent. The digital ghosts of our past selves haunt these platforms, their posts and pictures meaningless without the context of the forgotten years. For those who grew up with these technologies, it is akin to being thrown back to a digital dark age. The tools we relied on for communication, information, and entertainment are now alien and unusable. The skills we honed in the digital realm are suddenly obsolete. We are digital refugees in our own time. The political landscape, always a turbulent arena, is thrown into utter chaos by the great forgetting. Governments are paralyzed, their institutional memory wiped clean. Sitting presidents and prime ministers struggle to understand the complexities of the current political climate, their advisors equally lost. Treaties signed, alliances forged, and wars waged in the forgotten decade are now hazy memories at best. International relations revert to a state of mistrust and uncertainty. Old rivalries resurface, fueled by the absence of recent diplomatic efforts. The world holds its breath, teetering on the brink of a new era of global conflict. Within nations, the sudden power vacuum creates opportunities for opportunism and unrest. Charismatic leaders, their past sins forgotten, rise to prominence, promising stability and order in a world turned upside down. The fragile fabric of democracy, already strained in recent years, is stretched to its breaking point. On a personal level, the great forgetting cuts deepest in the realm of human relationships. We wake to find ourselves strangers to our loved ones. The shared experiences that formed the bedrock of our relationships, the laughter and tears of the forgotten years, are gone. Marriages crumble under the weight of unspoken histories. Parents struggle to connect with their children, their bonds frayed by the missing years. Best friends find themselves staring at each other across a chasm of forgotten memories, their shared past erased. The loss is not only of specific memories but also of the emotional intimacy that those memories fostered. The comfort of familiarity is replaced by the unsettling feeling of living with strangers who share our homes and our beds. The great forgetting becomes a test of love, a challenge to rebuild connections in the absence of a shared past. Beyond the immediate impact on technology, politics, and relationships, the great forgetting throws the world into a profound state of asynchronicity. The carefully constructed systems and structures of our civilization, built on layers of accumulated knowledge and experience, are suddenly out of sync with reality. Scientific research grinds to a halt as scientists struggle to understand the implications of their own forgotten breakthroughs. Economic models reliant on historical data and trends become useless, leading to market crashes and financial instability. Educational institutions grapple with how to teach a curriculum that is now partially irrelevant. The world is a mosaic of mismatched pieces, its gears grinding against each other, threatening to bring the entire machinery to a halt. The great forgetting is a stark reminder of the fragility of our civilization, its dependence on the continuity of collective memory. Section 6. The ripple effect. The ramifications of this global amnesia extend far beyond the obvious. Consider the subtle ways in which the last decade has shaped our values, our beliefs, and our understanding of the world. The rise of social movements, the global pandemic, the increasing awareness of climate change. These events, now erased from memory, have nevertheless left their mark on the human psyche. We are left with a collective unconscious still grappling with the ghosts of forgotten traumas, the echoes of forgotten triumphs. This dissonance manifests in unexpected ways, in art, in music, in the very language we use. The Great Forgetting is not a singular event, but rather a ripple in the river of time, its effects cascading outward, shaping the course of human history for generations to come. It is a stark reminder that the past is never truly past, that its tendrils reach out to shape even the present moment. Section 7. Year Zero. In the aftermath of the Great Forgetting, there is a temptation to view this as a tabula rasa, a blank slate upon which we can write a new and better future. Free from the mistakes of the past, unburdened by the weight of history, we could create a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. But is such a utopian vision realistic, or are we doomed to repeat the mistakes of the forgotten years, our amnesia blinding us to the hard-won lessons of the past? The Great Forgetting presents humanity with both a profound challenge and a unique opportunity. It is a challenge to rebuild our world, piece by fragmented piece, without the benefit of hindsight. It is an opportunity to reevaluate our values, to question our assumptions, and to create a future that is truly different from the past. Section 8. The burden of memory, the gift of forgetting. The Great Forgetting forces us to confront the double-edged sword of memory. On the one hand, collective memory is the foundation upon which we build our civilizations, our identities, our very sense of self. It is the thread that connects us to our past, to our ancestors, to the larger human story. On the other hand, memory can be a burden, a source of trauma, regret, and division. It can bind us to old grudges, perpetuate cycles of violence, and prevent us from moving forward. Perhaps there is a wisdom in forgetting, in letting go of the past and embracing the possibilities of the present moment. The Great Forgetting, in its own strange way, offers us a chance to find a balance between remembering and forgetting. It is an opportunity to learn from the past without being enslaved by it, to build a future that honors the sacrifices of those who came before us, while also forging a new path for generations to come. Section 9. Remembering to remember. The world after the Great Forgetting is a world in flux, a world grappling with the loss of its past and the uncertainty of its future. It is a world where the familiar has become strange, where the rules have been rewritten, and where the very ground beneath our feet feels unsteady. But it is also a world ripe with possibility, a world where the old scripts have been torn apart, and where we have the chance to write new stories, to forge new connections, and to create a future that is both mindful of the past and open to the unknown. The Great Forgetting is a reminder that the most important things in life are not the things we remember, but the things we choose to hold on to, our values, our relationships, our hopes for a better tomorrow. It is a call to action, an invitation to remember the importance of remembering, and to use the lessons of the past to create a future worth forgetting.